Now we have created a system that bypasses your front desk. They're no longer swiping the cards, giving the receipt, all that. It's happening automatically in the background. Well, today we talk about efficiency. And, normally we would talk about the doctor's efficiency, and those things are important. But I feel like you have enough tools in your tool bag to really work thoughtfully and productively through getting yourself more efficient in your office. And if you have any questions about that or you don't have clarity, certainly reach out to your mentor or to an AMC aligned blue coat. Contact me if you'd like to. I'd be happy to talk about how you, as the doctor, can and should be more efficient. Okay? The definition of a professional, this is from our Core 1 class, the definition of a professional is performing at peak levels with maximum efficiency. Okay? But today I want to talk more about the staff and the staffing in the office. They need to be efficient as well. And you're very fortunate in that you have more technological aids today than you've ever had or we've ever had to help the staff be efficient. You pay hours to your staff. So every hour of inefficiency is a cost associated with payroll. But there's also the hidden cost of they're doing something that is inefficient when they could be doing something that would be much more productive to the office long term, like recalls or referrals or prepping the next patient or training on the next procedure that has begun to get a little rusty. Okay? Where do we see a lot of silly or really unnecessary inefficiencies when it comes to staff? Number one, reminder phone calls. Oh boy, if you've done this in the past, I would recommend that you start to recondition your patients to not expect it. If you've never done it in the past, if you're like setting up your practice, then don't ever start that as a reminder phone call. Make use of reminder texts to remind the patient about the upcoming appointment or get them to confirm into that appointment. Just remember that whatever you do to provide them a resource of reminder, you will condition the patient to expect that. So if there's ever a glitch in that system, if the text reminder services ever go down, your patients will fuss at you and your team because you have set that as the expectation. I wouldn't recommend that you set that as the expectation. I would say that that is something that you do above and beyond, and you let them know about it first day. But reminder texts are good. Reminder phone calls, very inefficient. Think about it. If they're doing a reminder phone call and it takes 30 seconds to do the call, and they're doing that, let's just make the math easy, shall we? If they're doing that 120 times a month, there is 1 hour every single month that you are paying for and asking them to do when it's not necessary, when it's redundant, and in fact, and technology can do it so much better. Here's another one, collecting payments over the counter. Now, even though we want to automate that as much as possible, you'll have some old people like me who aren't comfortable with that. They want to pay at time of service or they want to pay their check to you. We're not saying you can't do that. But what if we can take that population of people who pay at the counter and minimize it to its lowest possible amount? Well, now we have created a system that bypasses your front desk. They're no longer swiping the cards, giving the receipt, all that. It's happening automatically in the background. Again, if you're seeing 1,000 visits a month, and they are processing payments from all those 1,000 people every single month, and that process of receipt and running the credit card and everything, let's say that's just a minute. That's 1,000 minutes. How many hours is that? That's over 15 hours of time that is inefficient. It's another way that you can use technology to really make your inefficient processes more efficient. And if nothing else, you can look at having more personalized one-on-one service when we're not so caught up in, I have to collect this money and we have to do all the business stuff, that kind of stuff. Right? What if it's just a warm welcoming and a warm goodbye at the end of that appointment? A brief confirmation of their next appointment and none of that other stuff going on. That makes the office feel much more health focused, and it's a much more warm, engaging environment. Here's one that you don't look at very often, and that is the layout of your office. If you're having some sort of therapy overseen by a CA, and that may be the only CA you have in your office for a time, or perhaps you've got other CAs who are out sick or on vacation, then if your therapy area or your rest area is far away from your CA area, then they're going to be walking that hall all day long. Incredibly inefficient. So even in how we lay out an office goes into creating efficiency in an office. And that is why our offices are able to serve a lot of people comfortably with high standards, not making the patients feel like they're cattle being run through, and achieve these levels of practice and have a lot of joy and energy left over at the end of the day. A lot more on efficiency. Impossible to go through every nuance here in just a 5 to 6 minute video, but I really hope that you will engage with this and apply the instructions here and your instructions on making yourself more efficient as well. I look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, God bless you.